What is going on, everyone? Nostalgia925 coming at you with another Digi question episode. Today we are going to reply to a comment of Ghost Shrimp, who wrote the following: do you think you'll be talking about a Digizoid in its own video? I'm trying to find a video that talks about all with the full understanding of their properties. Well, we sure can do that. I think it is a very important discussion to have because the resource is ever present, and I did mention it quite some time without truly analyzing it, without really explaining it. That is what we are going to be doing here. We're going to go quite deep by not only looking at its history, but also by looking at its properties, by taking into account the individual Digimon profile. I really hope you're going to enjoy this one. In a lot of my previous, perhaps over 100 Digimon videos I've made so far, you heard me mention that scarce Digimon metal called Chrome Digizoid. The armor that Wargreymon is carrying is made of that precious metal. The thing is, Chrome Digizoid is a refined version of Chrondigizoit metal, which is another refined version of Huanglong Ore, the precursor. I can imagine that it can sound a little bit complicated, but don't worry, everything will be clear after this video. We'll start by explaining the precursor first, Huanglong Ore, the resource out of which many others are derived from. You see, Huanglong Ore is an incredible scarce and virtual ore that can only be found underground. It is no different than the metal counterpart in our world, as most metals are also found underground. In fact, they are found as types of rock in the Earth's crust. There is, however, a big difference between Huanglong Ore and our real-world metal. That is because the properties are quite different. Huanglong Ore cannot be compared with other minerals and metals, and its absolute hardness is impossible to measure. The only way to maybe get some idea to its absolute hardness is by analyzing Huanglongmon, a Holy Dragon Digimon and Digimon Sovereign. I believe that it is quite safe to say that Huanglongmon cannot be hurt by any physical attack. Its gigantic body is entirely covered in scales of the special Huanglong Ore, making it basically impossible to as much as scratch it, let alone hurting or damaging it. And speaking of Huanglongmon, I do have a theory involving it, which might make you realize how strong Huanglong Ore is. You see, there is Huanglong Ore, the resource, and there is Huanglongmon, the holy Digimon that is covered in the resource Huanglong Ore. Living things like Digimon can unify with Huanglong Ore, although that process is going to take years. In fact, it takes even more years than those since the Age of Myth. So we are talking about centuries, if not millennia, instead of decades. Only one Digimon has currently been discovered to have unified with it, and that's Huanglongmon. But, and here comes the theory, I believe that Huanglongmon only got the name Huanglong after it unified with Huanglong Ore when it was sealed underground years ago by Lucimon in the ancient digital world. Back then, the Digimon world was a chaotic era menaced by terrifying Digimon, suffering from several major disruptions that brought the digital world to the very brink of collapse. Even if Lucimon was able to bring about a period of order and harmony, it also summoned itself another long tyrannical period of darkness, and I suspect it is in that period that Huanglongmon, as a Digimon Sovereign and guardian of the quote-unquote center, was sealed underground in the deepest, darkest place for centuries. And that is how its gigantic body ended up being covered in scales of the special Huanglong Ore, which means that Huanglongmon's golden appearance might not be the real Huanglongmon, the original Huanglongmon. To see its original form, you'd have to see it without the Huanglong Ore covering its body, meaning that Huanglongmon's name might also not per se be the real name of the Holy Dragon Digimon. And I also believe that Lucimon did unintentionally make Huanglongmon more powerful because it was sealed in an area filled with Huanglong Ore, making it gain perhaps the best defense in the Digimon universe as far as I can tell. There is one other Dragon Digimon that came close to unify with Huanglong Ore the way Huanglongmon did. I'm talking about Grandramon, the Earth Dragon Digimon. Grandramon is also a Digimon that stayed underground for a long while because the giant arms on its back are said to have been mutated from wings, allowing it to more efficiently dig through the ground. That mutation should actually be called evolution because it adapted itself to its environment for years and probably centuries. Does not mean it was underground before or at the same time as Huanglong Ore, but we do know it was there for a long while. I'm convinced that Huanglong Ore was underground way longer because it has been discovered that it is very likely to find the elements of Huanglong Ore comprising the scales covering Groundramon's body. The ore did not completely unify with it, but Groundramon has been underground long enough for it to be exposed to it. I'd like to tell something extra about Groundramon. You see, the Digimon is an Earth Dragon Digimon. In fact, it is one of 2 Earth Dragons in existence. Volcanic Dramon is the second one, a Digimon said to swim in magma and thought to live in a place so deep underground that not even Digimon that move about there can reach it. This would mean that Volcanic Dramon, as an Earth Dragon, probably lives way below the area you can find Huanglong Ore, and hence Huanglong Ore and Groundramon. There is no resource you can find at the near proximity of Volcanic Dramon, only magma. And it is very possible that Volcanic Dramon is as old as Huanglong Ore, if not older, a subject for another video. From Huanglong Ore there is Chrome Digizoid metal that is refined from it. The formal name of the Chrome Digizoid metal used by metal species Digimon is Chrome Digizoid Hybrid Organism Alloy, also abbreviated as CHO alloy. Chrome Digizoid metal resolved certain weaknesses that exist with Huanglong Ore. The fact that it takes years if not centuries to unify with living tissue, the fact that it has profound weight, making it not suitable for things like weapons or armor. Chrome Digizoid metal bypassed these weaknesses. The issue is that the metal still needed some work to be done to actually become more effective when using it. Based on Chrome Digizoid metal, Chrome Digizoid alloy was created. It is an intermediate material between Chrome Digizoid metal and living tissue, making it able to integrate with living tissue while still possessing both the super hard firmness of Chrome Digizoid as well as the smoothness of living tissue. And one of the special attributes of Chrome Digizoid alloy is that it will deflect any attack. Not many Digimon are using Chrome Digizoid. We'll go through a few of them. I would say the most known Chrome Digizoid alloy user is probably Metal Seadramon, easily one of the deadlier Digimon in existence because it is huge, with a body that is covered entirely in Chrome Digizoid alloy, which reflects every attack. It has the fastest speed of movement among aquatic Digimon and has projectiles. So chances of defeating Metal Seadramon, who is entirely covered in Chrome Digizoid alloy, are extremely slim. Zudomon's Thor hammer is also made of Chrome Digizoid alloy, however the origins of that hammer are unknown. The only thing that is said about it is that Zudomon dug it from ancient ice. It would be interesting to see an origin story of that hammer. Eaglemon is a defender of the digital world, as its duty is that of annihilating the invaders that enter it. Along with a body covered entirely in Chrome Digizoid, you can expect that it will last long enough to fulfill its duty. Last example I will share is Gold Guardramon, who normally has a brownish colored armor. It gained the gold color because, as it is the guardian of the Chrome Digizoid mine, it took in the Chrome Digizoid dust data floating in the air. This made it more durable than a normal Guardramon's armor. However, as a result, the armor became more heavier, making its movement consequently sluggish. Now, as I just mentioned Chrome Digizoid, let us discuss this final refinement. Chrome Digizoid is refined from Chrome Digizoid metal, and I'd say that this one is almost magical in terms of utilities. To a point, it almost bends reality. Let me explain. You see, many Digimon, especially metal species Digimon, incorporate Chrome Digizoid for multiple reasons. It can be used for weapons or armor. It is so flexible that it can be used for constructing wings and more. It can even be grafted directly to the user's body. And last, it can also be used to help beings attain sentience. Andromon was an incomplete Digimon as it was developed as a prototype for Cyborg Digimon. Because it is incomplete, it possesses neither will nor emotions. Its next form, Huanglong became complete after adding Chrome Digizoid parts to the biosynapse circuits which governed its thinking, and thus it became self-aware and is not bound to a programmed behavior anymore. So, in a sense, Chrome Digizoid has also the impressive ability to create life. There are numerous ways one can find Chrome Digizoid. One way is via Chrome Digizoid mines, which can then be taken to be used for weapons or armor. These mines are usually surrounded by a solid layer of bedrock, so it can be quite a challenge to get some. The one Digimon that is the best adapted to get Chrome Digizoid is Lordaeomon, a machine Digimon, produced when computer-aided design data for construction machinery leaked onto its server and then fused with the configuration data of a beast Digimon. That's how Lordaeomon came to be. With a main that became a pneumatic drill, it works primarily in tunnel construction and in the Chrome Digizoid mines. Lordaeomon, despite boasting both power and stamina as well as top-class performance among machine Digimon, it gained a very stubborn personality due to its pride in its work. And that is why the Chrome Digizoid mine with the best deposits in the world was blown away by a fight between Lordaeomon. Another way to get to Chrome Digizoid is via the use of a miracle egg, which possesses the attribute of metal and is made itself of Chrome Digizoid. Digimon using it sometimes tend to be covered in Chrome Digizoid armor. For example, there's Male Dramon's huge body that is covered in Chrome Digizoid armor, Rhinomon, whose profile tells that its armor cannot be destroyed even by laser-based attacks, let alone physical attacks, due to its surface being reflective while at the same time becoming bulky armor. There is something important you must know about Chrome Digizoid. This metal is vulnerable only to the strongest of attacks and other objects made from Chrome Digizoid. In other words, a weakness of Chrome Digizoid is Chrome Digizoid itself. And this is very important to know because in Digimon Season 1, you had Wargreymon who used its Dramon destroyers to hit Metal Seadramon, but in vain. It did not hurt nor scar Metal Seadramon, and that is because Wargreymon's Dramon destroyers are made out of Chrome Digizoid, a metal that is refined from the Chrome Digizoid alloy, which is covering Metal Seadramon as its armor. In other words, it might be safe to say that Chrome Digizoid is not as strong as Chrome Digizoid. Do not forget that when Zudomon threw its Thor hammer made out of Chrome Digizoid to Metal Etemon, whose body is also made out of Chrome Digizoid, there was a huge dent. I would say this does leave us with the question of how strong and durable Huanglong Ore and Chrondigizoit truly are. Will an attack coming from a weapon made of Huanglong Ore be able to dent or break an armor made of Huanglong Ore? You're all free to write your opinions down in the comment section. Now, while the basic form of Chrome Digizoid is quite strong on its own, it is possible to refine it into other chromatic variations with unique abilities. The known forms for now are Black Digizoid, Blue Digizoid, Gold Digizoid, Obsidian Digizoid, Red Digizoid, Brown Digizoid, and Cyplasium Digizoid. These refined alloys can then be hybridized into even more powerful forms. Let us go over all of them. Black Digizoid is a very interesting alloy of Chrome Digizoid with unclear properties, meaning that its potential has yet to be totally unveiled. What we do know is that Black Digizoid allows the user to generate weapons and shields by accessing well-specified data. There is only one known user of Black Digizoid, Craniamon, a Holy Knight Digimon, member of the Royal Knights. Craniamon's armor had its code modified by Kingdrasil and was changed into Black Digizoid, giving it the possibility for it to generate its Duo Solar Spear, a weapon capable of firing sonic waves by rotating at supersonic speeds, pulverizing opponents by shock waves, and it can summon the Omni Shield, which can be used to defend in every direction with an impregnable wall, allowing it to negate any attack for just 3 seconds. Blue Digizoid is the lightest and rarest alloy of Chrome Digizoid, and it provides phenomenal agility to its users. To give you some examples, Neptunemon, one of the Olympus 12 and Digimon god of the sea which governs all aquatic Digimon, has a scale male covering its body that was made out of Chrome Digizoid, but was transformed into Blue Digizoid. This transformation made it excel in agility, so it is now capable of moving at terrifying speeds at sea. Another example, Peacockmon is a machine Digimon with a body made of a blue metallic Chrome Digizoid alloy. By producing laser-shaped wings from portions of both of its arms, it is able to fly at extremely high speeds. Gold Digizoid is an alloy of Chrome Digizoid that shines with a divine golden radiance and renders the user completely invulnerable. It also allows the user to attain high defensive and offensive power without losing speed. To give you two examples of Gold Digizoid carriers, there is Aegis Dramon, the fusion between Plesiommon with Sea Dramon species data. It is said that its shining armor made of a golden Chrome Digizoid alloy is capable of purifying all evil. Zeke Greymon is another example. Its body armor is solid and emits high-class golden radiance due to it being made of gold Digizoid. As its defensive power is immense and lightweight, its movements are surprisingly more agile than it appears from its heavy armor. Obsidian Digizoid is an alloy of Chrome Digizoid that shines jet black and provides not only high defensive ability but also a keen sharpness. The only known user of Obsidian Digizoid is the warrior Digimon Jaeger Loimon, also called the Jet Black Lion. Because of its body covered in Obsidian Digizoid, not only is its defensive ability high, but its body armor has a keen sharpness. It is said that after Jaeger Loimon runs through, everything will be cut to pieces by the first gust of that black wind. Red Digizoid is a repurified alloy of Chrome Digizoid that has been increased in hardness so that it provides phenomenal defensive power to its users. I will show 3 examples of carriers of the Red Digizoid alloy. There is Chaos Dromon, who has increased its armor's hardness, capable of deflecting every attack. Kentaurusmon has its entire body clad in Red Digizoid, also boasting great defensive power, so even Mega Digimon are unlikely to be able to easily damage it. May Crackmon Vicious Mode has cursed claws that can extend from the armor on its bones. These are made of Red Digizoid, further adding to their already great cutting ability brought out by its tough body and allowing it to slice up even slabs of metal as if they were paper. Brown Digizoid is a highly pliable alloy of Chrome Digizoid that tremendously increases flexible movement. The only known user of Brown Digizoid is Leopardmon X. Its armor covering its body has converted into the highly elastic Brown Digizoid, enhancing its flexible movement tremendously. To finish, there is Cyplasium Digizoid, a variation named after Cyplasium alloy, a resource originally coming from the Medabots universe. I talked about it in the Explaining Omedamon video, make sure to check it out. Cyplasium alloy is a super metal with a self-repair feature through the use of nanomachines and is capable of fully recovering any damage sustained in combat before the next battle. These are the Chrome Digizoid variations in existence so far. Understand that one Digimon is not bound to only have one of those Digizoid alloys in their armors or weapons. Gallantmon X, for example, is one whose weapons and armor combine Red Digizoid, Blue Digizoid, Gold Digizoid, as well as Chrome Digizoid. Hi guys, this is the end of the video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. It is definitely an important video that had to be made considering all the times I mentioned it. I like how Huanglong Ore and all its refinement show how big Digimon is, considering the universe has its own resource, and that is just one. I have yet to explain Black Digitron and more, so I am happy that we are at least done with Chrome Digizoid. There are obviously more Digimon who carry one of these metals as weapons or armor. I did not mention all of them because there are a bunch of them obviously, but it doesn't really matter. The point of this video is to make you familiar with Huanglong Ore, Chrome Digizoid, Chrome Digizoid. Also, I did receive basically a paper from Guardian BB3 who wrote about the aspects of the actual metal Chrome Digizoid from a smithing perspective and the socio-political considerations of that resource. We're going to talk about that in the DigiNews series. That is where I take articles and discuss them it is certainly going to be a blast. Seriously, my good friends, how did you think of this Chrome Digizoid explanation video? Did you learn something? Did I forget something? Make sure to write your opinions in the comment section. And Ghost Shrimp, a big thank you for giving me the push to make the video. Shout out to all my Patreon followers, know that I deeply care for your contribution. A big thank you. And to the newcomers, please subscribe and like this video for the YouTube algorithm, and know that all my videos are placed in particular Digimon playlists, which are always updated. That way you can catch up on the newer and older videos.